Hey guys, I've made a lot of videos concerning stimulus checks and how the government just doesn't give a damn about us, whether we live, die, or have a meal in our stomach from one day to the next. They don't care, and they have once again proved it. The Senate has decided to shove money into big corporations' pockets. That's right, padding the pockets of an already wealthy businessman out there. Big time people. You know, it's amazing how they say that this country is going through a deficit. Well, that's true. It is. But it's not a deficit of giving people in need money in which they truly do actually need. We used to go from living from paycheck to paycheck every week or every month, and sometimes we've gone down to living day by day. But now, it's honestly gone from living hour by hour, not knowing where your next meal is going to come from. Why? Because the government has decided that padding the rich man's pocket is a hell of a lot more important than feeding those out there in need of actually true money. All the Senate has decided to rise up and say, screw the U.S. nation. They will put us in bankrupt to make sure that the wealthy man's pocket always stays thick and lined with as much money as they can possibly get. Now, what actually good is that doing? You mean to tell me that you scum little assholes in Senate have decided that you see our nation in complete turmoil, the suffering, the agony? What more do you guys want from us? What more do you need to see? Do we need to get down on our hands and knees and beg for help? Do you realize no country in the world is supposed to do that to its government? Beg and government should never go hand in hand, ever. And we say that we have the most powerful government in the world. How is that so when other countries are helping out their citizens in need? They're not worried about a debt. They're not worried about a deficit. They're not worried about patting the rich billionaires' pockets. No, they're worried about each person in their country, not just a handful of rich, wealthy assholes. I want everybody to actually take time. You don't have to comment to nothing I say. I don't want you to subscribe to my channel. I don't want you to like anything. I just want you to hear me out. Because as for once, somebody needs to speak out. This word needs to be said. Why is the Senate only cared about the rich man? Have you ever been sitting outside on your front porch and you have a couple of family members in your house who have got nothing in their stomach to eat because they don't have the money to go get it? Or have you ever walked by a supermarket where you have a little child clamping onto their mother or father's leg, begging for something to eat, but yet they can't provide because they don't have the money? They don't have the money in their pockets to feed their family, but the rich, wealthy billionaires have money to have a steak dinner or filet mignon every single night for the rest of their lives, laying in their silk sheet cotton bed, their great big mansions, their BMWs, their Mercedes, their Jaguars. And what do we get? Whatever we can scrape by with. Senate, I want to ask you a question. Why do you want us to suffer? Why do you not care? Why is it your main agenda only to pat the pockets of the rich man? You know, somebody told me a while back, if you take every single bit of money out of every rich person's hands in the world, you could definitely afford to give the entire country 10 grand a month easily. But they're not going to take the money out of that. Oh, no, no, no. What they're going to do, they're going to dig into poverty's already stricken nation, and they're going to suck even more money out of a place where they can't even afford to have it taken. But they don't care. The Senate wants to see us grovel at their feet. They want us in misery. They want us in pain. They want us to depend on them for everything. Well, look how far that's gotten us. We have depended on them for quite some time. And look what they've done. Shit on us every single turn they get. And these are people who actually think everybody wants to keep them in office. So let me ask you a question, Senate. How much money are you going to pull out of the government to go pay for your votes this election year? How much are you going to pay for them votes? I guarantee it'll be over $1 trillion. The same amount of money that you can take to feed this nation with, to clothe this nation with, to house them, to give them extra money. It's pretty pathetic that our country, the one you're supposed to actually protect and help, is the one country you don't give two shits about. So what would you like us to do? Everybody pack up and leave, go to other countries, and actually get treated with respect, and let each and every one of you in the White House run this entire country with absolutely nobody in it because that's the way you want it? And you know, guys, I would say election time is right around the corner, and it is. I'd say vote each and every one of them out, but it won't do no good. And I'll say that because I guarantee you, every single person who knows their job is at risk of being lost due to their lack of doing what's right for our country. They have already paid probably 5 to 10 million people to vote for them. That's right.
Well, don't forget that the government is causing your loved ones who's diabetic, has cancer, whatnot, have serious health issues to go without.
And yeah, that's really pitiful. That people have to sit here and do without, because our government is going to make sure the rich man keeps on with his millions upon billions. Now, I just got one question to ask. This whole wait and see game, why don't you tell the rich man to wait and see? Oh, that's right, because you know good and damn well if you make him wait and see, he's not going to vote for you, is he? That's what all the big money is about. Paying for votes. That's what it's always been about. And they say that our country is going through a deficit. We're broke. You know, at one time this country was backed by gold. You know it's not anymore. That's actual fact. We're not backed by gold anymore. Haven't been for many, many, many years. So how is it a country that can print out money every single day be broke? Somebody please explain that to me. That's highly impossible. That's like saying, going to a forest and say you can't find a 2x4 out there. Really? There's tons of them out there in all them trees.
I mean, look at this factor, and I have proven this. You could take your SSI check and take $50 out of it, move to Japan, and that $50 is automatically $5,000 there.
That's pretty pitiful, isn't it, guys? Think about that. You can go to other countries and be treated like kings and queens when the one country in the world where it's supposed to be king and queen nation, everyone is treated like paupers. It's a crying damn shame that our government is the one who's making it this way. Every single year we go through this crap of them not wanting to spend money because why? It has nothing to do with the debt. No. You see, in the Senate's eyes, the money that's supposed to go help our nation, and this is where I prove my theory right. They want to pat the rich man's pocket with money, right? I said a while back that the Senate has this thing where they look at it as it's their money to choose what they want to do with it. And look what they've done with it. Patted the rich man's pocket. They just gave big corporations a shitload of money. And after they did that, they sent Donald Trump a letter saying, no more spending now. Yeah, we've patted the rich man's pocket, so that's it. We're done. You're not spending no more. We only care about the rich man. Only the rich man. He's the one that counts. Let me ask you a question then, dummy. Since you're patting these big corporations and you're giving them money to help build up their companies, where's the money going to come from for consumers to go out there and buy things since you won't give it out? You ever thought about that, dummy? No, the Senate doesn't care. The Senate only cares about the rich man. It has been this way for God knows how long. Like I said, don't worry about Election Day. Don't. Because each and every single one of the Senate members in the House already paid for their votes. Money that should go in our pockets are paying for their votes to stay in office.